Hello and welcome back to A&A Diversified. Today in the shop we've got a 2005 Chevy Tahoe 4x4. Very nice truck. I'll show it to you in just a second. Customer complaint. We're leaving the school gymnasium. The truck crank started. They started making their way out of the parking lot and it just died. Could get the engine to turn over, but it wouldn't fire. Brought it to the shop. Can't get the engine to turn over, but if you release the key, it won't turn over again right away. You have to turn the switch off, pull the key out, put it back in. After about 20 or 30 seconds, it would turn over again and try to start, but would not even act like it was going to fire. Customer and myself believed strongly that it was going to be the ignition switch and possibly the key cylinder. Customer bought the parts, installed the parts, made no change whatsoever. Also, the fuel gauge was showing empty, and they had filled up the vehicle, so there's plenty of gas in it, but the fuel gauge was showing empty. Also very strange, pulling the fuel pump relay and then putting my jumper wire to force the fuel pump to run. Fuel pump would run, but had almost no pressure on the fuel rail. As I cycle the key, the fuel pump won't run. Jump it with the wire, take your fuel pump relay out, jump it with the wire, forces the fuel pump to run, but still had no pressure to fuel rail. Very confusing. Grounds was, the big thing that pops into everybody's mind was something's not grounded. I tested the grounds. The grounds were fine. You test light, clip it onto your positive battery post, touch it to the engine block. If you get your light comes on, you got continuity there. All right, that's grounded. Touch it to the body, that's grounded. Everywhere, everything was grounded. All right, so the ground wasn't the issue. Started really thinking that it was going to be a body control module. Gauge not working right, fuel pump not coming on, but I didn't really know how that was going to be. I think it was just nothing was adding up or whatever. So almost started to do the pass key ignition relearn, where you do the turn your key to run for 10 minutes, then turn it off, wait 10 seconds, turn it back on for 10 more minutes, off for 10 seconds, back on for 10 minutes, and that's supposed to relearn the vehicle to the key that you're using. But I did the little security light, wasn't on. It wasn't acting like it was a security issue. I had looked at all of the ignition fuses. You've got IGN0, IGN1, IGN2, IGN3. You got a bunch of different types of ignition fuses. Nothing was blown. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this is a computer-related issue, but I don't know how. You also have a powertrain control module, PCM. In your fuse box under the hood, there is a fuse labeled PCM1. The fuse isn't labeled. It's in the book. They call it PCM1, and I'm going to show you where it's at right now. It's a little 15 amp fuse, and just want to point out that if that little 15 amp fuse blows, you ain't getting nothing. You ain't going nowhere. Let me show you this. So this is the truck. This is a 4x4, 2005 model. Extremely nice vehicle. I mean, really, I would enjoy having a vehicle like this. So let's get you up here. Take your cover off of your fuse panel under here. This is your fuel pump relay right here. Now all these small relays, they're all the same relay. You can even look at the numbers, all the numbers are the same. So if you're thinking you've got a bad relay, unplug it and take one, like this one's for the daytime running lights. So take this one out, swap it with that one. If you don't see any improvement, have no change in your situation, okay, the relay's not the problem. Now, right here, that little blue 15 amp fuse, that is PCM1, powertrain control module. Little 15 amp fuse was causing all kinds of confusing issues. Fuel gauge not working, fuel pump not pumping pressure to the fuel rail. That one I still haven't understood, because manually, basically hot wiring the fuel pump to run, you should get pressure on the fuel rail. Well, we weren't getting that. 15 amp fuse. It's right at the corner of this one. I don't know what this one is right now. Now that's probably not the only powertrain control module fuse, and I'm sure there's probably a relay in here somewhere that's a powertrain control module. But that little dude right there, that's the one that that was causing us all the trouble. So I know there's a lot of things that can cause a crank no start situation, and that's what we had. The engine would crank over, it just wouldn't start. Now, there's a lot of things that could cause that. Loose grounds is one, bad fuel pump is another, fuel pump relay is one. It's just very rare that the relays go out. But make sure you check all your fuses. Powertrain control module, PCM1. So if you guys have tried a lot of different things and still haven't solved your issue, you might want to check that fuse. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching. And just remember, be kind to everybody.